All right, chat. So I'm very excited. Okay. In Apex, everybody cares about pay to win skins, right? And I've always like used my favorite skins when it comes to weapons in game. But I was like, I'm gonna sit down, and it was like the other night I sat there. It was like, I'm not even joking. I was there from like 11 till like 3 in the morning. I went through every single weapon skin. I did research on all previous weapon skins and all previous iron sights to like compare ones I already had to those ones, because you know the skins game is always growing and there's always like, you know, new options. So it's like I came up with what I believe to be the most pay to win skins for every single weapon in the game, and I'm pretty sure that there is an actual iron sight benefit to every single skin that you'll see today. So we'll go through ARs to SMGs. We'll go in like, you know, the way you read, and then I'll go into the range, and then I'll show you guys the iron sights and actually give you like visual, like a little bit of visual explanation as to like why they're actually like changed or better. But yeah, okay, all right, so we'll start it off here. Okay, we'll start it off here. We got the Havoc. Okay, the Havoc right here, it's called the Chunky Tech. Now the reason why this one's pay to win is because on a lot of Havocs, they're pretty bulky. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of Havocs don't have great iron sights in general. The only other Havoc that is like as close to the Chunky Tech that I found was the Quantum Chaos, or like just these base Havocs. But you guys can kind of see down here, right by the iron sight, it has like this tiny little battery pack that adds like a little bit more visual clutter to the iron sight in the back end of it. And the Chunky Tech is the only skin that I was able to find that literally completely removes it. And it's probably the skinniest gun model that you can get for the Havoc, and it's the cleanest picture. Next up, we get the Flatline. The Flatline, I like the heavy metal. You can use the Teal Zeal though. The Teal Zeal is debatably the better skin and the better iron sight. I'm repulsed by the color teal. And also, I just kind of prefer the heavy metals iron. I think it's just cleaner. Like, the overall gun model is skinnier. I think the iron on the Teal Zeal is a little bit better, but the overall gun model is much smaller on the heavy metal. Like, it's skinnier. So you kind of got to take your pick. I went with the heavy metal. But if you don't have it, Teal Zeal, it's, like I said, it's probably got the better picture anyways. Hemlock. This is like a really old skin. I'm pretty sure it was a free skin, but it's called Sailor's Pride. And if you guys like look back here, it's a lot of like these Hemlocks, they have like little bolts on the side of it. It's just like pretty crammed iron sights, but this one doesn't have the bolt, and they're very, very skinny like railings on the side of the actual iron sight right here. It's really, really skinny. Same with these. So when I like take this in the range, you guys will see like this is probably the skinniest gun in the whole game. I'm not even joking. It's crazy how thin it is. Next up, the 301. I really like this. There's honestly a lot of 301 options you could use. Another one is like the Amethyst Apathy. I've heard that the Drip also has a great iron sight, but the gun model itself is much bigger, and I just don't like the bigger gun model. But yeah, like the Amethyst Apathy is like super simple, and you have like the really, really basic ones like the Unsheathed Rebellion, or I like the Blue Surge. They just have clean 301 irons, super simple, but this is the one I'm using, so I like that. Nemesis. Not a single Nemesis legendary is pay to win by any means. If anything, every legendary the Nemesis currently has is pay to lose. It just adds extra bulk to the gun model. It just makes it bigger, and it like, yeah, so don't use any of these. If you're gonna use any skin on the Nemesis right now, just use literally anything other than a legendary. So yeah, use like an epic. They had the subwoofer from like the anniversary event. It's probably the coolest looking epic I find, even though I hate the color green. In terms of the alternators, you can use any of these. I use the Ocean Spray. You use the not the Code Blue. Don't use the Code Blue. Illuminator, and any of like these LED alternators. Basically, they have much nicer iron sights. We got the Prowler. This is one of the skinniest and like smallest gun model Prowlers they have. It's the Battle Pass one. It's really, really clean iron sight. The R99. I did some testing. I was actually leaning to get off of the cutting edge or like the Battle Pass ones. This one I think has a better gun model than the ones with the tubes, if that makes sense. I think the tube is really obstructive. I just don't like it. And I don't know, I think the gun model is nicer. And then the iron sight is just as clean as the ones with the tube though. The only one I considered trading it for was the 0 point. The 0 point technically has the smallest gun model with the clearest picture. You do sacrifice a little bit of clear picture with this one because these things are so tall. So it's a little bit in the way. But the only reason I actually would have used this skin, the one thing that made me not use it was that when you put any optic on this R99, the gun model shrinks up. I don't know why it does it. It's weird. Like there's like these little prongs like right here, like on the back. And you put it 1x on, they disappear. Don't know why, but it's equally as skinny as the 0 point. So I think that any of the battle pass skins are best. And then if you don't have a battle pass, I would probably use, honestly, if I didn't have battle pass, I would probably use 0 point. I'm not even joking. Only because the gun model is skinnier. The Volt, okay, so chat, this is an exciting one. I use the Inked and Infused. And the Inked and Infused has honestly a really good iron sight. It has really good clarity, but it's not to like, as good as it is, it's kind of tough because all of the Volts have really good iron sights. Like there's no bad Volt iron sight. And the Green Surge just came out, and the Green Surge has the skinniest gun model out of any of the Volts by quite a long shot. When I compared it with Inked and Infused, which I consider the best like picture, it was significantly, this skin is significantly wider than the Green Surge. So you're able to see more on your screen with this gun. So that's why I use that. And then the car, chat, the car, I use the Brigantine. Honestly, the car has like pretty chalked iron sights. Like all of them are kind of gross, but the Brigantine is the one that doesn't have a bolt on the side, like right here. Or at least it's one of the skins that don't have a bolt. When I look at all of them in game here, this one's just pretty chunky in general. I don't really like it. Some people might like the Pastel Perfectionist and the where is it? The Factory News. But I do think it's like, as nice of an iron sight it is, I think it takes up more of your screen. It's just like less overall clarity on the target itself, like when you're actually looking at the target through the sight. So that's why I don't use that. LMGs were tough, bro. LMGs were really tough. I sat here for a while with it. There was one skin that was debated to have better irons than the Battle Pass one. I stuck it with the Battle Pass one because the gun model on this skin is so skinny. Like when you go in game, it's like, it looks like that. Like it's ridiculously skinny. L-Star, the Beyond the Wheel is the cleanest iron sights by far. It's the least bulky L-Star ever made. So you're gonna wanna go with this one if you can find it in the shop or whatever. Spitfire, Lemons put me on this one. I don't know if you guys can see it like way back here on the iron sight. If I go to any other Spitfire, all right? Actually, speaking of which, this Spitfire has the clearest picture through the actual circle of the optic. Do I think it's most important? No, when I compare it to the Sea Stalker, because on the railings here, they're like ridiculously far away from the circle. So even though it's like a little tighter than this one, you can see, like you can actually track the target when they run in front of your iron sight. It's real. I actually don't even mind the iron sights on this Spitfire. It's crazy. But yeah, you can kind of see right there, like see how much closer the prongs get. They get really tight, and then here they spread out. So you definitely use the Sea Stalker if you guys ever see it in the shop again. It's good. And then this is pay to win, but it's actually free to win. This is the one that just came in the Sun Squad collection event, like the bathing suit event we just got. The iron sights on this Rampage are insane, chat. Like you'll see when it gets in game, but all iron sights on the Rampage kind of go like that. Like they're like in that shape. The only one that has a different one is this one, the Pyromania, which kind of curves in like an R99 sight like that. And you can kind of take it. I think you get better picture clarity from the prongs out. But the free skin that we just got, the Outboard Overdrive, you guys can see it's like a shark fin design. And because it like prongs up, the amount of like you get around like that much more visual clarity upwards than any other skin with the Rampage. It's insane. So that's what we got going on there. The G7, all of the G7 iron sights are pretty bad. I know that a lot of people see this one online. There's a lot of videos saying this one has the best iron sight, but it was just a visual bug when it first came out. So they patched it up. It's just like every other dog shit dog shit G7 iron sight now. The battle pass one had the best iron sight. It makes the gun model super skinny, and you get a bit more clarity out of it. It's really clean. Triple take, I feel bad like with the battle pass skins, chat, because like if you didn't get these battle pass skins, it's like it's not much you can do unless they bring them back like the PK. This triple take iron sight is so pay to win. It's stupid. It's stupid, bro. It looks like a regular triple take, but you see how like on a regular triple take, chat, like the prongs, they kind of go up on the sides. They're like on this battle pass skin, they're almost twice as wide. Like if you're looking at it like a triple take on this skin, it's like this. And then you got a little dot in the middle. It's crazy. On the 3030, any of these skins are pay to win. Don't use these ones. These are literally pay to lose. So pay to lose. It's stupid. But yeah, the bullet train, or the Wild West, or any of the recolors, you get a bit more picture clarity within the sight. Bow check, it doesn't matter, honestly. Just pick anything that has as little visual clutter as possible. Some of the legendaries have a lot more bulk to them, which is why I stay away. But any bow check, literally, it doesn't matter. They all have the same iron sight, so I use the Aurora. It's in the shop right now. I'm getting out of breath. Holy moly, chat. This is we're on record pacing here, I think. Charge rifle. I know this is visually my favorite charge rifle, but this charge rifle, or where is it? People were saying this one was pay to win, or not pay to win, but like free to win, because it's the one we just got in the event. It's not the best, and it's not the best iron sight or free to win or pay to win by any means. It's actually like extra tall, and the iron sights, like the prongs, are a little bulkier than other skins. The Oak Thump, the Elegant Experiment, and the contemporary counterpart have what I consider the skinniest prongs on the side of your gun with the charge rifle. All charge rifle irons are really good, but they're super skinny. There's also an Octane one, Octane bundle. I'm gonna be honest, no one's using the iron sights on a charge. No one's using iron sights on a charge rifle. Who gives a shit? But I did say I have a pay to win skin for every freaking gun in the game. Longbow, McFly, has a much smaller gun model than a lot of these other skins. It's much better iron sight. Like it's the one skin that has like a goated iron sight. The Kraber doesn't matter, has a scope. Just pick your fancy. I mean, if you're really going for something, you probably don't use what I'm using. You probably use something a little skinnier with like a smaller magazine, because it'll take up less of your screen. I just really like this one. It's like I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have an iron sight. Sentinel, chat, use the Luxury Long Shot. Has the best iron sight, the most visual clarity. It doesn't have the bolt. Normally Sentinel has 2 bolts on each side, and this one doesn't have either. It's by far the skinniest and best iron sight. If you don't have this one and you have the roll cage is also extremely good. No bolts on either side. It does have a little bit of a prong through the middle, so if you can get your hands on any of these ones, like this type of skin, the one with the spine, get that. Yeah, golden spine. Like I said, this is just a color. Golden spine or the biomechanics, use that one. So with the shotguns, a lot of these EVA 8s, stay away from the ones with like the dragon wings and stuff like that. Where are they? Right here. These things are literally offensive on the eyes. Do not use these. They got wings. It makes the gun model ginormous on your screen. There's 2 skins that are considered the best EVA 8s right now, and it's the Soul Ripper, which a lot of people have, and it has the best iron sights. Okay, you'll get the most visual clarity because it doesn't have the bolt, but they're a little bit higher than most skins, so it's like it kind of offsets a little bit, in my opinion. And the Blunderbuss has the smallest gun model, so it'll take up the least of your screen when you're just running around. It has the bolt, but I would prefer the smaller gun model in comparison to the bolt missing on this, because of how much skinnier it is. And I also don't think the irons make that big of a, like, who ADSs in EVA 8. Mastiff, the new battle pass skins are the best Mastiff by far. It's like the gun's so skinny and the irons are just really clean. There's no like extra clunk to the gun. So you use that one, or you can use the purple diarrhea one. Don't be that guy. I'll be that guy though. Mozambique iron sights are all like pretty decent. Just don't use the Lion's Roar. This is the one Mosaic beat that's pretty bad. But I find the Norse Codes Iron Sight, it's in the shop right now, to have some of the cleanest Mosaic iron sights. I think they're like the skinniest and they give the most visual clarity in my opinion. So if you want the best of the best Mosaic iron sights, I would say it's this one right here. And then the PK, it's any of like the Western ones or the Northern Lights. This one, Lone Star, Superstar, or the green one. They just have different, you guys know this though, they have different irons. And then last but not least, pistols, okay? Pistols, chat. We got the Lemons put me on this one as well. It's the skinniest, it has the least visual clutter around it, and there is no bolt. Like, there's these skins right here, which are considered super skinny, but I don't know if you guys can see it right there, it has a bolt on the side. The Modern Advances, no bolt. No bolt, it's a super, super clean iron sight. Like, it's basically a red dot. P2020, smallest gun model, Ivory Fang. This one came out like season 5-ish, I think, like way back when. It's Loba's P20, super small, cleanest picture. But then again, all P20s are pretty decent, but this is technically the best. And last but not least, the Wingman, chat. The Wingman, any of these ones, you know what I'm saying? We got the Brass Beast, Red Rocket, Dismantler, Death Ray, Merciless Wing. Any of those are the pay to win ones. So that's all, that's what I consider the most pay to win skins, like to get the best picture out of your iron sights for every single gun in the entire game. Yeah, chat, that's it. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go eat some dinner. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic rest of your night. Thanks for all the love and stream today. You know, a big house in the stream, bro. There was a lot of you guys in here tonight. It was awesome.